It just said
All
good.
right.
Did you make it to that?
I'm here.
Are you going home today?
Yes. Yep, we're gonna leave after we go on a ride. Now that there's less people here, the girls can ride around
Yeah.
and be a little bit more free. So we're gonna take them on a ride. We kind of wanted to avoid this insanity
Yeah.
of the
I
Vegas
loved it.
traffic last night.
It was hilarious. So cute.
She's a perfect Cruella.
Oh, well.
Gotcha.
That's,
And the symbol was Wednesday.
Yep.
She made a good Wednesday.
Yeah, she had the.
My mom did a really good job of doing her makeup out here.
William, you're killing me, brother.
Did you want to?
You've always been
No, it used to be Kyle.
Sydney and Keith, when we start, make sure you guys speak up a little bit because your mic's a little softer today.
We're also not quite awake, so we're humbling.
How's that?
Okay.
I just cranked up the mic, so. Ooh, let's try something real quick. Is our mic any better now, Chris?
I hear you better.
It's hard for me to tell over the music.
Over the music. He's got the music.
Not my fault.
Hey, Sydney, at what time are we bringing the guests on?
7.
At 7, okay.
7, yeah. Chris will see him before we do. Chris here. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah. Somebody asked something?
No, we were saying hi to Chris Williams.
Oh, gotcha.
Not that Chris, the other Chris. Carolyn? Cornelius, I can't read. I don't have my glasses on today. You know, it's bad reflection. Plus, light reflection. Actually, this will help.
There we go.
You know, you can read it better.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Keith and Sydney.
Look, we have a surprise.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Fireside Chats.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on a super secret squirrel mission in Portland, so I'm with Keith today.
Hey, guys.
And I'm with family out here in the desert in Death Valley, so I'm in my truck right now. It was more quiet. It's a little breezy outside, so we're at 2 different locations today, not our normal.
Yeah.
But good thing is we have great reception, so we're happy to be here, and we're going to have a great Bead Maker and coffee today. We actually have some special guests coming on a little bit later.
Yeah.
And we're really excited for that.
Yeah, and the questions are rolling in.
All right.
So we should jump into then. Kyle, do you have a detailed
I have a few favorite
product that
products.
stands out from the
Yeah.
last couple of weeks?
So I'll talk about it's that time of year, so I have regular boat clients at the end of every season that I need to clean the hull and get all the junk off from the lake, all the calcium deposits and the green ring. And so I have a procedure that I use for doing that. Before I use an acid, I've always used like dynamic dressing to spray down the trailer to protect it from the acid so it doesn't hurt it. This time I used Odyssey and it looked amazing after I was done because, I sprayed it down. We went ahead and did our acid wash procedure underneath the boat. And then when we were done, I just brushed the trailer, rinsed it off, and it just left the paint on the trailer looking deep, dark, and really nice. So that's a little trick that I've used for a long time so that the acid doesn't hurt the paint on the rails of a trailer. And while I'm doing that, I have my guys cleaning the interior with Express and with EnviroClean.
Of course.
And then I start polishing with Kyle's. So it was all PNS except for the acid. That's a whole other story. But Odyssey was the champ there from the control line. Great product.
Good. I know you were worried about that with the dynamic, so that's awesome. Good to
Yeah, I had to find an alternative. I didn't want. I'm hoarding my dynamic for special tires.
Yeah, we're all trying to break our dynamic
addiction.
Yeah.
I know, but it was nice to. It was a good transition. It actually, I think, protected a little better because dynamic is a little bit more dilutable. I felt like Odyssey was a better barrier to protect the trailer, and both trailers on these boats are black, so
Nice.
it made the trailer look really rich when I was done.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
What about you?
Mine was kind of an unexpected product, but one that we always kind of joke about, and Keith will like this because it's one of Keith's favorite products, is, he says, what is it? When in doubt, you use Ultra Coat Polish,
When in
right?
doubt, the answer is Ultra Coat Polish.
Yeah, it's always Ultra Coat Polish. So over the last couple weeks, I've just had a lot of kind of maintenance details on trucks. So I had the two that I'm specifically thinking of. I had a 2011 Dodge Ram and then an older Ford F-150. And for the most part, in a full detail, I don't do any paint correction, but the trucks were fine. It was just the hood had a lot of either scratches or oxidation. It was just only the hoods on the two trucks that just needed a little bit of help. And so it was so nice to be able to, even though I wasn't doing any paint correction, I just, grabbed my polisher, threw a pad on, threw some Ultra Coat polish on the hood, and then the hood matched the rest of the truck. And, it took 5 minutes.
So what are you using for a pad there?
I actually use the wool.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's one of my favorites. I like the orange Eurofoam.
Yeah.
One of the original orange, which we finally got you some.
Yeah.
So,
now I'm afraid to use them.
They're so
I
great.
I save them.
Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite product combo is that product with the orange pad.
Yeah. So it just cleaned the hoods up real quick, made them shine again, and wasn't a whole lot of effort on my part, but a big payback, and, just kind of finished out the details. So I was like, oh man, I just love this stuff. It just, gets you kind of out of those easy jams that.
Yeah, and I got hooked on it in the car wash business. We would use it as a one step in the express detail, the express wax area.
Yeah.
And then I started really playing with it to do some actual serious work, and it's a great product. And it's been with us since the 80s. So
87.
87.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So that was fun to use that product last week. It's funny how we find ourselves in those situations. And you're like, I know,
I got a
when in doubt, Ultra Coat Polish. So for those that don't know, Ultra Coat Polish is kind of like a one step. It's got a little bit of a sealant in it, correct?
So, Dave and I talked about it a long time ago, and we said it's not really 50-50 full throttle, which is our rotary polish and Ultra Coat paint sealant, but a blend of those products, and obviously there's some other things in there to bind it together and make it work. But yeah, it's really kind of an older school abrasive setup with a paint sealant in it. So kind of the forerunner to Playmaker.
Yeah.
And Playmaker is a little more built for the DA market, but it doesn't have the mineral spirits in it that Ultra Coat Polish does. So if you have a little drier paint, sometimes it can really hydrate those up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah. So that was mine. It was kind of a fun, something I don't typically do. So that was, had a lot of trucks with crazy hoods in the last couple of weeks.
The Ultra Coat Polish is awesome. And how long has that product been around, Sydney? Do you remember? Is it 1987?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been a winner for a long time.
Yeah. Next year is 35 years.
Yeah. Sweet.
So.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
May have to have a little party for it.
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
May have to put a 35 on the bottom next year.
Well,
we are changing the label
on
that, so we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah.
Let's get to a couple questions before we have our guests on.
Yeah, so that we
Because
should
they're
give
coming in
everybody that we have a
fast.
special guest coming on around the midpoint. So we'll jump into some questions real quick before that person joins us. So, Chris, we lost.
William, I'll give you a smile when we see each other on Friday.
He also wants you to rub your head. Can you rub your head?
No.
Not happening, dude.
That's
We're
right.
going to pay for that one, William.
Yeah.
Let's see.
$1,000 a rub for your charity of your choice there, William.
All right, so we've got, how many coats of Bead Maker do you recommend?
Like 20. No. Most people, one's enough.
Yeah.
Depends on what you did to the paint and how long you think it's going to go.
Yeah.
But like any paint protectant, you probably want to let it set up for half an hour before you go back with your second coat.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't typically ever do multiple coats in one setting. I think probably the closest thing I do to coats is I clay with it, and then I might go back and put, a dry coat on.
Yeah.
But as far as coats in one setting, I really think just one. I think that if you are doing two heavy coats too close together, you could have some, I don't know, interference or something. So I think just generally one. And then, if you want to use it again in a week, that's fine. Things like that. But
if you did a wash, clay, and seal, and you want to come back and hit it again, that's probably a good idea, not a bad idea. But I mean, if you're just doing a standard application, either a fair amount on a towel or spraying it on the surface and wiping, I think one is really enough, to suffice. So,
I agree. One generous coat.
Kyle, your picture's frozen for some reason.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
We can hear you fine. You're just frozen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Frozen for a while.
it looks good on my end.
the words coming out of your mouth, but your lips ain't moving.
Yeah.
So
It's all good.
dilution ratio for Carpet Bomber 8-to-1 is what we have on the bottle. Do you guys use it stronger?
You would have to tell me because it's in my Kimco. It's always somebody like, I don't know.
If it's in the
Keith, it's in the
chemtrail, it's
Kimco.
8-to-1.
Yeah.
I use it at 8-to-1.
Yeah,
unless,
and I use it typically 8-to-1, and then if you need it stronger, that's kind of the beauty of the product. That
You can dial it
if
up a little bit.
Yeah, if you have a crazy car with some crazy stains, you can certainly increase the strength of it, which is super nice.
Well, that's why I use Terminator for all my stains, and then I pretty much keep Carpet Bomber at 8-to-1 as consistently because there's no need for me to make it any stronger.
Yeah.
I just may use a lot of it, but if the carpet's really bad, but you never know. I have employees; they don't always listen to the dilution ratio, and sometimes I'll look at a product and be, "Hey, that product looks a little too dark. How much did you put in?" And their answer is, "I don't know." So go back. That's why we have a measuring cup. Go back and let's measure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Next one. Does PNS have a sprayable tar remover similar to CarPro Tar X? Tar is the #1 contaminant here, and that's one of the only non-PNS products that I use. We actually have a great tar remover.
Removal.
Yep.
Yeah, Removal is
Yeah.
really a great product. It's got a base in there that's designed to, if you spray it on tar, the hard stuff, it'll actually start to see it bleed, which is really a great product.
And I think Tarex from CarPro, yeah, you can spray it in a spray bottle. So just get the chemical resistant spray nozzle.
Yeah.
And it should last for you. Removal is a great product.
It is. You'll have to buy it through a distributor because it doesn't ship by a lot of our online retailers. So you want to look for that PNS distributor, the local guy, and get it from them. They'll carry it. And yes, it comes in gallons and 5s. No drums. Not yet.
And Spencer said to add to that Solvent X.
Solvent X is great, but the base actually in Removal is more geared toward, it's got a naphtha base, is more geared toward tar.
Yeah.
Solvent X is great. You can use it and it'll do a good job. But the Removal really is your better choice.
Yep. All right, next one. What pad did you use with Kyle's Restorer for polishing?
So I like to use the 2703 lamb's wool pad. That's our pad. It has our interface. And I like that on this fiberglass because I'm not going for perfection with these. We're just cleaning them up. Some very light oxidation. And it does a great job of getting in the very tight grooves that are on the top edge of a boat. It has those body lines. What I'll do is I'll actually kind of paint it in there with my finger and then come back with my flex and the 2703 lamb's wool, and I'll dig those areas and then I'll polish the whole section. If you want, I also like using the blueberry pad or our yellow foam pad. But remember, you're going to need a lot of them because it's going to clog up the pads over a period of time. So you'll probably need at least 2 or 3 per side. And be careful. The other reason I like using lamb's wool is it goes around snaps. People have a lot of snaps for their covers, and it's not going to tear that pad up. It's just going to glide around it. Versus if you use foam there, you're just going to munch up your pads really bad. So wool works, or lamb's wool works really good, and it finishes out really nice.
Yeah, I would agree. I like the lamb's wool. By the way, the 2703 is a 6-inch pad. The 2704 is the 5-inch pad.
The 5-inch.
And like I said, you kind of, the blueberry is probably more in line with the orange pad as far as style and so those are the pads that I typically use. Automotive paint, a little more brittle, a little harder, drier for the older stuff like that. I like those pads for that product. Although lamb's wool, can't beat that. Actually, the multi-blend wool pad that we have there, it's just a great product.
And what I'll do is I'll cycle Kyle's Boat and RV Restore until it's pretty much gone. Allowing all of that good moisture to be absorbed up into the fiberglass and leave behind a great shine. If you try and wipe it off, you're not getting enough polishing. So let it polish a little longer, and it makes it really easy.
Yep.
All right. So Jim asks, is the Removal safe for clear bra?
Yes. Although with any product on any surface, we always do a test spot. And nobody knows that better than actually the guy asking the question, Jim. But yes, I've never had a problem with it on a clear bra. But I don't ever really spray that product on a clear bra. I'll put it on a towel and wipe. On straight up paint, I'll spray it right on the rocker panel because I'm kind of bombing through. And a top tip, guys, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but the yellow bug brick.
That's what I was going to say.
Is so great with tar on that one and that product. You can just scrub it right off. It breaks the tar free. So that's a great combo.
And that's what I was going to say on the clear bra. So I don't spray it and I don't put it on very heavy, but I'll put it on just a bug scrubby.
Yep.
I just pour a little bit on there and then just literally spot treat.
Right.
And
I'm
not-
talking
I
about
haven't had any.
the kind of
Yeah,
the foam brick.
Yeah.
But the little bug scrubby, the mesh covered sponge
Yeah.
is ideal for doing the spot application.
Yeah.
Because you get a little bit of that Teflon mesh on there.
Mhm.
It'll scrub that tar right off.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it would affect with the new stealth clear bras.
Mm.
So make
Yeah,
sure you do a
definitely
test
wanna
spot.
do a test
Be careful
spot
with
on
the
that.
stealth.
Yeah.
That would concern me. And most guys that do clear bra will wrap into the wheel well, so it gives you a nice little area to kind of do a test spot that you can't hurt.
Yeah.
Just find an edge like that.
And ideally, what you want to do is a dwell test there. You want to actually, if somebody can give you a chunk of bra and you can stick it on a old hood and just pour some product and let it sit and see what the longer term exposure is.
Yeah.
That's going to give you your best answer. But I always do a test spot when you're not sure what you're dealing with. And I will say caveat, if it's a bad old paint job, or it's an aftermarket paint, again, to a test spot. Factory paint, never had a problem. The older clear bras, up through the last couple of years, have never had a problem with anything I've run into.
Yeah.
Don't put it on window tint though. Which is on the inside of the car, where you shouldn't use that product anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you actually want to remove the tint.
And have that, I'm not going to hold you accountable on that.
All right. Spencer asks, should you apply Bead Maker indoors? It's the most ideal place, but it can be used outdoors. The biggest thing is just, direct sun, which Kyle can definitely talk to the direct sun issue a little bit more, but it's ideal, but definitely not required. I think that plenty of people use it outdoors successfully. It's just, it's going to be direct sun. It's going to be.
We put it on a few hundred cars every year in
Yep.
the sun in Monterey.
Yep.
Is that your preferred, if you're going to do indirect sun,
Right.
it's put it on the towel, wipe the towel.
Yep.
If you're going to spray it on the car, I always recommend get out of direct sunlight,
Yeah.
And the other thing is almost as important, maybe more important, is paint temperature.
Right. That's what I was going to say next is temperature. Because yes, in Monterey, we put it in direct sun, but the air temperature is
it's kind of cool out there. Yeah.
It's cooler.
Yeah.
It's nice and cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ideal working conditions, as it were.
Yeah.
You'll I think you get better results when you're out of direct sunlight. You're allowing the product to bond a little longer. So that is a plus. But yeah, if doesn't mean you have to be in a garage. You can be under an easy up or in the shade of a tree or a building. It'll work just as fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next up, William. I used Legend on my gun, and I feel like it worked great so far. Have you ceramic coated one before? And if so, what have you used? I have not ceramic coated any guns yet, but I've used Bead Maker. I'm not sure why.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm a little more of a purist on firearms and metal. I can't tell you what it'll do to the bluing. We can tell you that the product's Boeing certified, which means it can be used on bare aluminum. We know that, and it's been tested and accredited for that. I'm not sure that I would ever want to use Bead Maker on a firearm, any product that's not really designed for a firearm, on a firearm. There's a water base to Bead Maker.
Yeah.
Water and metal don't necessarily work well together on the rust factor. So I don't know the answer to that, William. But another of the million uses for Bead Maker we could go with.
Yeah, exactly.
On the plastics, not the metal.
Yeah, although I'm not sure I want my firearm handle to be slippery, but it is what it is. Now, if you're coating, again, it's a ceramic product. I suppose it'll be fine on a gun, but again, I'd probably use it on the plastic parts.
Yeah. So I tried it on mine, and this probably wasn't the right thing to do, but I tried it on mine because my previous handgun was Tiffany blue, right?
Yes.
My signature color, but it would get a lot of
Get a lot of grime on it.
Yeah, well, it got a lot of the gunpowder, and so I was trying to make that easier to clean.
And that's probably the right answer, because again, you're talking the plastic or the carbon fiber, whatever you're going to call it. But yeah, I'm not sure I'd put it on metal, but on the plastic something gun, I guess it's all right. I have wood handled 1911, so I don't really have that problem.
Yeah.
And I need to prevent the gunpowder from
And I can speak to if it made it easier to clean because I got rid of the gun right after I did it, so I don't know. All right, so what is the best topper for Bead Maker?
Bead Maker is
Bead
the best
Maker.
topper. Well,
Bead Maker.
I suppose you could go with Dream Maker now,
yeah.
but the funny part about that is Bead Maker kind of should be your topper.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it should be your coating topper.
Yep.
I find it interesting. Everybody, we got to have a topper. I'm like, at some point we run out of things to put on top.
Yeah.
It is the cherry on top.
But that's what, Bead Maker is my topper.
Yeah.
Unless you're using Dream Maker.
Yeah, unless you're using Dream Maker. And again, that's going to give you a nice pop for a few days. But, Bead Maker is kind of your product there.
Yeah. Yep. All right. How often should you apply the product for maximum protection? I'm assuming we're still talking Bead Maker, right? Is that
I think
Spencer?
so.
Okay.
Every time you wash?
Yes and no. I mean, I think that I will put it on my car every time I wash, but now that we have Dream Maker, I kind of switch it up. So now I'm probably doing Bead Maker every third wash and Dream Maker in between. But I think it just depends on if you live in an area where you feel like the Bead Maker is wearing down, because really it's all dependent on how often do you wash your car, how often do you want to apply it. I do think that you can get yourself in a spot where you have too many layers built up if you're not allowing them to wear away. So I think they're maximum protection. I think you're good after, one or two layers. So I think I would just watch for it to be too built up.
Yep.
And then you might want to take a week off and switch to Dream Maker. I'm really liking switching back and forth between the two because I know that I've got the Bead Maker as the protection, and then the Dream Maker is giving me that instant pop and glow that I love from Bead Maker without leaving behind too much.
Yeah, so probably, what, you think, every 30, 45 days you do a reapplication of Bead Maker in that case?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. My personal vehicles, we'll say my wife's vehicle, my truck is a testing grounds. So I try not to Bead Maker it because I'm testing different things all over it. Yeah. But my wife's vehicle, I do quarterly, just like I would do my customers, because it's stored in the garage. It's when it's at work, it's parked in the shade under the parking lot is all solar panels. So I do it like that when I do my wash clay quarterly, and it works out great for me. And her car's ceramic coated, so I'm trying to just maintain the coating. I'm not an enthusiast, so I don't really enjoy working on my personal vehicles because I am always taking care of everyone else's vehicles. Yeah. So mine is very practical. I just want protection when I see it's needed.
Yep. Hey, Kyle, during this next question,
good morning, Hiram.
Your camera off and turn it back on because you're still frozen on our screen.
Yeah. Oh, see, he's not frozen on my screen at all.
Oh, maybe it's just us. Okay, maybe it's just us because he's frozen on our screen. But
our screen doesn't like him.
But if he's not on yours, then perfect. Okay, so Bill says, good morning, guys. Bill here from Huntington Beach. And you win today for telling us where you're from. Thank you. I have a tire cleaning question. Why does Brake Buster work perfectly on my wife's Q7, but hardly puts a dent on my Lexus?
And he's talking about tires, it looks like.
Yeah.
So there are different compounds that make up rubber tires. And so it will depend on the compound of the tire. It can also depend, I don't know. They may have done a tire treatment or coating on a tire. So my guess would be that it's the compound in the rubber tire that's the issue.
So my advice to you is to try undressed.
Yes.
So we have the undressed tire prep. That is going to at least eliminate any prior, dressings that were on there or treatments that they may have put on. So try undressed as the tire cleaner. And honestly, sometimes I use both. So I'll, if I have a really dirty tire or a difficult tire to clean, I'll do a heavy layer of undressed, and then I spray the Brake Buster right over it on the wheel and the tire, and then I go to town cleaning. And that seems to be a great combo too. So just try adding in undressed on the Lexus tires and let us know how that works out for you.
The other thing I got to say here is, we don't know, Bill, and you can chime in a little later, if you're using a scrub brush on this.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that.
Yeah,
a lot of wheel cleaners will clean really adequately. Brakebuster does without scrubbing, but we recommend it on a tough tire. You definitely do the scrubbing.
Yeah.
So William Laura asked a question, and I want to get to that question.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yep.
So my favorite combo, William, and if you can execute this by Friday, you will win the chalupa. I like an Onyx Reserve Double Maduro with a Cuban coffee. Okay. And in lieu of a Cuban coffee, because they're sometimes hard to find, a nice Vienna dark roast or espresso roast. Nothing in it when I'm having a cigar.
No Sydney?
No Sydney's because cigars. So it's a different flavor balance.
You gotta have real coffee, not fluffy coffee.
They haven't made an Onyx Reserve Double Maduro in about 14 years. And if you can find one, you're a king. So in lieu of that, I typically will go with an Opus X Maduro.
Are you guys drinking Sydney's this morning? Is that your
milkshake? It's a modified version.
It's a modified version.
Hazelnut syrup is somehow not available in the world.
Yeah,
so.
there's a
what?
supply chain issue. Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about this weekend. I was going to say something about that.
Go for it.
So obviously I'm in Portland, but this weekend Keith and I were still together, but we were in Boise. So the eyewash shop got a revamp this weekend. So this was fun. Keith came down and we put down some new Swiss tracks.
Which looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, so cool. And we did the teal this time. I was going to go with the teal and red theme. And then Keith is a master at the lights. Look at those lights. They have boxes, angles down, so it kind of encapsulates the car when it's in the shop. Looks so amazing. So super excited about that. So if everybody who's here with us this morning happened to see my first garage tour on the Rag Company, you'll know that these were all of the short item list. So knocked them out in one weekend. Also did white cabinets back there as well. Got rid of the blue. So now it's
Are those new or did you paint them?
She's got a new frame around her eyewash. I buff like a girl. And she repainted the pressure washer front plate.
Yeah, if you look on the very left.
Everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that
yeah. Yeah, on the left corner.
That's cool.
The first Tiffany blue Karcher cube.
And we also replaced your regular hose on your air compressor with a coil hose. So a little cleaner, operation in the shop there.
Yeah.
It really was kind of a nice refresh. It wasn't like a major overhaul. It was really a refresh. What do we got for comments here?
So there's a question from the Rag Company, and it says, does Sydney's paint gloss drying agent work well on a new fast Jeep? Well, we know that I love drying agents. So I don't know. We'll have to see if we can find a fast Jeep.
We will have to see.
Try it out on. We'll have to see. Mm-hmm. So I'm pretty sure that's Gabe. Good morning, Gabe.
Hey, Gabe.
Which, you know what,
really missed my trailer.
Which
buddy.
I have to give a shout out to Gabe and Glenn from the Rag Company. They came out to check on me Friday. Was that Friday? Yeah.
Yeah, to check on you.
To check on me. And we moved everything out of the shop, and that took about 4.2 minutes with the three of us to get everything out of the shop. So then we started ripping up the old floor, and I won't even share, and I did not send a picture to Chris, but it was like a 600-gallon fish tank, the bottom of it.
Had been living for months.
Yeah, it was really gross. So thank you, Gabe and Glenn from the Drag Company. They probably had to throw away the clothes they were wearing, but we had a good time. And the shop looks amazing. So thank you for, oh my goodness. Look at that.
I found a fast Jeep.
Oh my gosh, there's one right
That's
there.
A cool looking Jeep.
Yeah. Look at the pretty Durango in the back.
Yeah.
Very
I
fun.
like the Durango better.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm kidding.
Oh, shots fired.
Chris, you're not getting a Christmas card this year. Yeah.
Stay tuned up.
Exactly.
Wonder where that falls into the story. All right, so back to some questions. Let's see. Good morning, all. Keith, I have your ball hitch for you very soon. Left and polished. So another super secret squirrel mission. Keith will be back in a couple weeks.
And yeah, which it kind of relates to our studio here, which will be moving. In the near future. So
all kinds of fun.
Hey, we had somebody chime in, and they said where they were from.
Cool, Brent. Thank you for saying you're from New. I love that. I love when they tell us where they're from. Okay, cool. So from Revive, I like that. Why Swiss Trex versus other floors? So I had the floor that I had was very similar. I would say it was more similar to Race Deck, and I made the error when I put it in the first time that I did the solid tiles. So the blue border was the vented, but then the rest was the solid, and that was my failure point. Because I washed the vehicles inside my garage. And so the dirt and everything would seep between the tiles and underneath. So I literally had 3 years of dirt and debris trapped underneath those tiles. So the Swiss Trex was a huge upgrade. Huge.
Yeah. For the cleaning effect because you can actually hose that stuff down through because it's all vented. And they're larger tiles. And so I think I'll be able to blow them out quite a bit easier. And then the other thing that I really noticed is the Swiss Trex didn't echo. No, it was a lot quieter to walk on.
The other tiles were very echo. Every step you would hear. And so the Swiss Trex is and it was so easy to put in. I mean, it was probably twice as easy. And just the quality was quite a bit different. So I think Race Deck's great. And mine was not Race Deck. I should mention that. Mine was not Race Deck brand.
But
it was
more of a similar product.
More similar,
more of a solid tile product.
But I do love the Swiss Trex. That turned out really
nice.
It
was a good switch. I would say not brand specific, but vented all the way.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
In a detail shop, if you're doing any kind of water.
Yes.
Because, or moisture.
Yeah. The solid was not a good idea.
At a minimum, it'll let that stuff dry out. If you can't rinse it away, it'll still dry out. If the dirt's under there, well, that's okay. But your biggest problem it wasn't the dirt. It was the fact that it never dried out and it turned into a mold experiment. It was like a teenage boy's, laundry hamper.
Oh, I'm going to say I'm jealous. That looks really pretty. That's like my favorite color. It was so good.
Yeah, it looks amazing. And the red Jeep's going to look nice on parked on top.
So good morning, Michael from Bend, Oregon. We love that. Awesome. We drove by you. I drove by you twice this week, but just a little further north.
Spencer, it's not a Trackhawk. It is an SRT. It's not a Trackhawk because I have 2 teenagers. And that's not popular with the insurance companies when you have teen drivers. So my insurance agent, who's probably not listening, and hopefully he's not because I haven't told him about the Jeep yet, he said no to Trackhawks and no to Hellcats.
Right.
No, he said no. So no, it's an SRT, but it's plenty fast enough.
It's plenty fast enough, and it follows the code of the road of P&S, which is we're not going back to jail. So that keeps us out of jail with the teenagers, and that's the important part at this point.
Yep. This is a great question. This is a great question since Keith is here. So have to say thank you to Sydney for changing my glass cleaning game forever. First time using the Pearl applicator yesterday, and I'll never go back. That is awesome. And I learned that from Keith, and Keith learned it from...
I learned that from Mark Spindler, who was our original director of training. Well, one of our directors of training, who retired about 5-6 years ago. But Mark was our guy who kind of brought that to us. So I stole that from him.
Yes, and it is life-changing. So if you guys want to know what we're talking about, it is on our YouTube channel. It's the TrueView application video. So go check that out. It's we just used a Pearl applicator and then an FTW for the final wipe. It is I can't clean glass any other way. So go check that video out if you haven't seen it, and I'm glad to hear that it's working for you. I love that.
Awesome.
It's fast. It's a fast way of cleaning.
Yes. Yep. Very much so. Very much so.
Good morning, Pony Boys Detailing. Where are you from?
I like the name.
Oh, he's out here in SoCal.
I think they're in the Mustang.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's in California, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just messing with him. I know Anthony.
That's Anthony.
Oh, funny. Cool.
Did we get all the questions? Wow.
We got through the
Well,
questions.
they need to ask some more. I haven't seen Walter yet though.
Let me double check the old phone box and make sure that he didn't have any issues.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions in the meantime? Anything we want to talk about? Can't wait to see you guys at Uber. You know what? We cannot wait either. I cannot believe that.
Talk about that.
Yeah. So if
got that going on.
So if you were in Southern California, and Kyle's gonna have to help me out here, but on Thursday, at 11 a.m., Kyle and I and Keith will be at Uber Detail in Corona. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you're right.
And yeah, and then at 2, is it 2 or 3 p.m.?
2,
right? Yeah.
2 p.m. We will be at Hot Wax
with more special
that
guests.
One's in,
yes, with more special guests, definitely.
And that one's in
we will
Stanton.
have Stanton.
Stanton.
No.
It's more Orange
I was
County.
going to say Scranton. I would love to go to Scranton. But
We're not going to Scranton.
With Dunder Mifflin?
no, I was saying
there
Dunder
you go.
Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin.
I just want to go to Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. So we're super excited about that.
Did we say who's joining us?
No, but we can because it's on the flyer. Not this flyer, but on the
Chris
Hot
can
Wax
put
flyer.
the other flyer up. That'd be great.
We have Justin Lobato and William, right?
William, the commenter, Laura.
William, Laura.
Yes.
I think at the Hot Wax, it's going to be Justin, William, all of us, and maybe even a couple other representatives that work for or own Buff and Chime.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Clint's going to be there.
I don't know if it's Clint, but Julio will.
Awesome.
Oh, cool. That'll be great.
That'll be super fun. So we have a very fun Thursday planned, and then we all have a fun weekend together. So we are looking forward to that. So if you're in the Southern California area, come check us out. One other thing is I know at Hot Wax there's some giveaways, and at both locations, the first 10 detailers to come stop by and say hi to all of us, we have a special limited edition bottle of Bead Maker for you. So make sure to get there early, and we're excited about that.
Here's the bonus. It can be signed by the person whose face is on the bottle.
Mm.
I'll bring my Sharpies for you.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder who that could be. And I'm certain that we can get the reflection artist to sign a few things too.
I think so too.
Tips and tricks. Hit us up. What do you want to know?
Yeah, but he says on Thursday.
Oh, yes.
On Thursday, can we go over that? Absolutely.
Be on time. We're only going to be there we have a schedule to stick to. I got to make sure we make it to our destination on time, so don't be late.
Yeah, Spencer, Hot Wax is in Stanton, California. And that's at 2 p.m.
Which is right next to Garden Grove, north of Huntington Beach.
Yep. 2 p.m. on Thursday in Stanton is Hot Wax. Okay, so as far as Bead Maker, do you get the same protection and shine as a drying agent, or if you applied it after it's dried?
I think you probably get more protection if you apply it after drying. I mean, anything that dilutes a product, can affect its effectiveness. And the same thing when you use it as a clay and seal. You get some really good protection, but probably a straight up application, mist it on the paint, is going to give you your best volume of product and bond that you can get.
Yeah. Yep. I like it as a clay and seal. And this might just be me. I think that using it as a clay kind of helps it cross-link with the paint during the drying process. So I think you get a little bit more protection during the clay and seal versus just using it as a drying aid. But then even when I do it as a clay and seal, I still go back and kind of hit those top areas, the doors, the hood, the roof, things like that, the door frame, I kind of hit those areas again, just to give it a real solid.
Well, and the product does sit on the surface quite a while you're claying, because you're moving it around more than you're really removing it with the clay mitt. So it has a good, has a little longer dwell time, if you will, on the surface of the paint.
Yep. Yeah.
By the way, Scotts Valley, cool. Thanks for being on.
Nice.
Sydney's got me looking for where people are from.
I know. I love it. I love when people say where they're from.
That's Samantha
like,
Sweden. We're gonna see her this weekend.
Yeah,
Oh,
we like
cool.
to know where we're from.
Yep.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Well, our special guest has not sent me an email. Chris, you haven't heard from him?
No, I've been checking.
That's interesting.
I'm just sitting here enjoying this beautiful view with you guys. I don't know if you can see it.
Check my phone, make
But
sure.
We can't
I got
because
the
you're
sun.
frozen.
Yeah,
Oh, shoot. Let me
Yeah, but I think
outside
you're
real
just
quick.
frozen on ours, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, that's
I'm looking
pretty.
at the sunset or the sunrise.
Too funny.
Actually, it's not as breezy as it was earlier, but there's still a lot of people camping out here. See if you can see it all. Ugh.
Awesome.
Oh, we got a new one.
Okay, do you guys? Oh,
Another question? Good.
Do you have any advice on pushing Bead Maker more to our clients? So, do you mean like selling it to them for their use after you've used it? Must be what he means.
I
Yeah,
assume
because,
that's what
I mean,
they're saying.
So normally with a paint correction of any kind, I put a protectant on it no matter what I would do, right?
Of course.
And Bead Maker is really the easiest protectant you can apply. So to me, it's not really an option that I would give the customer to buy. So I'm hoping that that's what that means is that, you know, as an aftercare product. I think the easiest way to sell that to your customer is to say, if you like the look and feel of your vehicle now, this is the product that gets you that. And just, you know, look, if they don't like the look and feel of it, you know, you don't want them to buy it anyway. They'll be unhappy. So I think you pitch them that that's exactly what it is if you want to refresh this every time you wash the car or once a month, this is how you get there.
Yeah, and I just let them know, you know, if they want to maintain it in between their maintenance appointments with me, that, you know, that it's great to use that product just because that's what I use too. And then we're not mixing products and, you know, we're kind of achieving the same, you know, consistency with the paints, with the vehicle's paint. So, you know, usually clients are, you know, as soon as you say, you know, we're keeping it consistent, the same product, they're like, oh, okay, great. And I like it because it's easy for customers to use. And then there's another question coming up about on the YouTube channel. So this kind of ties in. So Brent, I know you're asking about the glass cleaning. So it's the P&S Detail Products YouTube, and that is the True View video that you're looking for. But also on our P&S Detail Products YouTube, we have our Bead Maker tips and tricks, which we filmed 1 year ago. And it's about 22 minutes long, but it is a fantastic video. It is Rennie, Bob, Kyle, and myself sharing Bead Maker tips. And you can learn so much from that video. I know we've had a lot of questions about Bead Maker today. So definitely lots of tips and tricks in that video. And that is right with the True View video. And then also we have a new video dropping on our YouTube this week. So make sure if you're not already subscribed to the P&S Detail Products, make sure you do, because we will have a new product or a new video coming out.
So talk about the YouTube channel for a second, because you kind of went through and cleaned that up.
So it is reorganized, redesigned. Now all of our like product videos will be the first ones that show. So it's a little bit more organized, easier to find things. You can also go back to our YouTube channel and there's a section that is actually this show, Bead Maker and Coffee. You can go back through all the old episodes. We have Rennie Doyle's podcast on there, and then some of the older stuff. So there you can obviously find all of our application videos for all of our coatings and things like that. So check out our YouTube. We're definitely trying to get it all cleaned up and, you know, into the.
There you go. Thanks for sharing, Chris. Chris just put the link up.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. So, and by the way, you could find that same glass video, I suppose, on the Rag Company channel, but ours will probably be a little quicker to find because it's really, you know, they have a lot more video content. So chasing it down on our site's definitely the easy answer. Somebody asked the longevity of Bead Maker. 1 month is a great number to give. I've seen it last up to 6 months, depending on, everything has the magic tagline behind it. Depending on driver use and conditions.
Where you live, how you care for it, how old is the car, how old is the paint. what manufacturer is it, right? How it was applied originally. There's so many variable factors in there on how long it's going to last. So, definitely from, weeks to 6-8 months, it's just going to depend.
Yeah, I would say, you're nice and safe saying a month to 6 weeks, up to 3 months, depending on driving conditions. I think in the summer, you can probably get away with 3 months as the answer.
Yep.
In the winter, again, if you're in the Boise, Idaho winter
and
it's a snowy winter,
it's going to wear it down.
It's going to be different than if you're just here in Portland and it's raining all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe it's all the quality of the paint has to do with it. A newer vehicle with a better fresh substrate, like a new red Jeep, Bead Maker is going to last a lot longer. But the other day we did, me and my guys did a Honda that the paint was in some rough shape. You could already tell that the clear coat was drying out. I don't believe it's going to last very long for the owner. So, it depends on if you're putting it, even if I was to polish the paint, the clear is going to fail very soon. And it's about a 6-7-year-old car. So that comes into play as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I would absolutely, say that's totally true. If your paint's a reclamation project, you couple of weeks.
Right.
If your paint's on a relatively new car and you guys have done a good job on the paint, that's also depends on what you put under it. If you've got a polish with a bunch of fillers in it underneath it, that could affect it a little bit too. So everything's always dependent on paint, but I think a month is a nice, safe number, and it's a pretty easy number. And that goes back a little bit to that question about, well, how do I pitch this?
Yeah.
It's a 1 month season. If you want to keep it going between now and the next time you see us, then you just kind of you tell them, hey, you should probably reapply this every month.
Yep. All right. So then kind of same, we have a lot of Bead Maker questions this morning. This is great.
Ton.
So Bead Maker, is it a single layer of protection, or what can be applied on top of it? Or what can it be applied on top of? So this is the beauty of Bead Maker. You can almost put it on top of everything. Yeah. There's very few, literally a handful of products that Bead Maker does not work on top of. And I shouldn't even say it doesn't work, but you might have a little bit more challenges applying it. But that's the beauty of it. You can use it as a ceramic topper. It goes great on even carnauba waxes like that Colonite 845. It's actually great on.
Yep.
You can use it just on the paint alone. So really, it's a great topper for almost anything.
Yeah, and we actually do recommend it as your coating topper for the Inspiration line of products. For sure, so that's, Soul, Legend, Inspiration Classic, even the View window coating. It's all great topper line of products. So that's, hey!
There we are.
That's some audio challenges, but we're getting there.
All right, everybody. So we have a special guest here today. I'll let Keith introduce him. Can you hear us?
He can. He's getting some feedback.
All right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So,
good morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our Latin American development team lead. He and his brother are our leaders. This is Walter Gutierrez. And they are also our Colombia distributor, but they are our Latin American development team. So one of the things we did at TNS a few years ago was I got fortunate enough to meet Walter and William and partner with them as our Colombia distributors. And it turns out that we don't know a whole lot about really the Central and South American product importation, and that's a specialty of Walter and Williams. And so they have become our team that helps us develop that market. So Walter, thank you for joining us and welcome to the podcast. And thank you again for a great, first 3 years, and we're excited about the future to come as well.
I wonder if he heard you.
Walter,
did you hear him?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That sounds so much better. Awesome.
There we go.
So
to join us in a minute.
Okay, so you've got a guest joining us, and who's joining us, Walter?
Okay, Jonathan is our technical expert in Colombia. He joined the challenge of introducing PNS in this beautiful country of Colombia, and we have been very excited. You know, it's extremely. I think that it could be the case of PNS 60 years ago, about getting the brand going to our customers. And I think that we have been marking the difference because we have been in touch since the first day with everyone. We have been talking about who we are. We have been talking about what we'd like to do. And we have been sharing, you know, this beautiful experience of meeting with people and most importantly, seeing their businesses growing up, because we have been, you know, adding that particularly a small piece of recommendation, of contribution on their skills, etc.
So now Jonathan is your Colombia representative and kind of brand grower.
Yes.
And he does a number of things for you. Obviously, he tests products and helps you make videos, but he also does training programs for you, correct?
Exactly. Jonathan is from Colombia. He was born in Armenia, Quindío. Armenia is a region of Colombia. Colombia is pretty well known for the coffee, right? And this is an area that they call the Eje Cafetero, which is like the axle of coffee crops. It's a sum of many cities. He was born there, and he has been in the detailing industry for a while, more than 15 years. He has had an express car wash. He has also had at least 3 detailing businesses, and as of 2018, joining the PNS Colombia team. He also does training, and just for you to have a reference, over the past year, we have trained about 170 people in Colombia from all over the place.
Wow. So let's talk real quickly about, we'll get a little outside of Colombia, Latin America. So where do we now have PNS distribution partners in Central and South America?
Yes, today we have in almost every major city in Colombia, we have a distributor. We have now entered the Chilean business a couple of 2 or 3 months ago. We are in the process. We have also PNS in Ecuador, and we are in the process of starting up in Peru, and pretty close now in Costa Rica as well. Wow.
So tremendous growth opportunities for the brand, all thanks to you and your brother, and on your efforts to help us grow there. And I think, what Jonathan's doing with the education, I mean, training 170 detailers in a calendar year, that's a lot, that's a lot of effort. But I think you guys will agree, and tell us how you found it, but the education and the training and the connection to those detailers is what grows the brand, but also I think builds a stronger bond with the customer. Wouldn't you agree?
Exactly. The idea, Kit, has been to promote the technical expertise in detailing. We are very excited to see how many entrepreneurs have been seeing detailing as a way of life, and it's extremely great and rewarding when you see someone that starts its own business. It can be a mobile detailing, or it can be an established a detailing shop. But the difference that can make in their businesses when they do start with a technical expertise and a technical companion from our side, they make the difference. We have seen many businesses exploding, their talents and their impact with their customers as well.
Yeah, it's a huge effect, and I got to say, one of the things I've been watching a little bit, although I don't speak the language at all, so it's always tough for me, is you've got some really great videos. So tell us, where can we find the videos of Jonathan? For those of us who have Spanish-speaking clients or friends, I mean, maybe they want to go there and check it out, or maybe that if our viewers, that's your primary language, you might like to check out what Jonathan's doing. How do we find him on YouTube?
Yeah, we have. You can find the PNS Colombia, PNS Detailing Products Colombia webpage. Also, we are on Instagram, PNS Detail Products Call. We have also a Facebook page, and we would like to join, these efforts that you, Sydney, Kyle, we definitely need you coming down to Colombia. You would love it. Colombia is a beautiful country. We have snow, we have desert, we have beaches, we have mountains, lakes. It's an extraordinary, a great country. But primarily, our main communication channel is on Instagram. But we are also in Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
I want to compliment you on your social media. You guys do a wonderful job. I really enjoy sharing your stories and your posts. So whoever's doing that, great job.
Yeah, we have a great team. Today is a holiday in Colombia. It's the Day of the Saints. People, go and remember to whom they loved before. But we have a great team. We have a person who takes charge of the social media stories. Both Jonathan and Sharon, they are extremely talented. I don't know if you have the chance to see the Halloween post. We are inventing, every other day. And one of the things that we are more excited about is to share our experience, not to sell products. We are not in the business to sell products. We are very excited about learning about processes, learning about different aspects, and sharing those things. We are trying to promote the female detailing work. We have trained at least 7, 8 detailer girls, and we are very excited about them because we believe that they have a special nature. I don't want to say that Kyle doesn't have some skills, but it's definitely something amazing how a girl can see, the small tiny details in a car, and we are in a world that give it or take it, but we are half and a half men and women. And in Colombia we have a population that there are many women that are heads of family, and they have to decide on their kids, on their home, and also on their cars. And they have more credibility when they speak to another woman who is the detailer expert in for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so great.
That's great.
Very cool.
So
women are better detailers. They do see. They see things that we don't see.
Yeah. So, Walter, you guys have a holiday, and we call it All Saints Day up here in the U.S., where I grew up. But what is your next big upcoming event for Colombia and for Jonathan? When's your next training event or next gathering?
Yeah, what we are planning to do is that in December we are planning to host a group training that we are trying to expand on the paint correction processes, and because that's probably, I don't know what is your opinion, Kyle and Sydney, but the headache of the detailers most of the time stands on paint correction, right? The evolution of painting in different brands, colors, it's extremely challenging. I mean, this year we found that BMW changed their painting systems in their cars. The paint is more soft, and whenever you try to go and advance in the correction process, you are going backwards sometimes, right? Because the paint is so soft. The challenging of European, mostly German cars versus Oriental cars from Korea or Japanese cars is extremely challenging. So we're trying to put more support on people for the paint correction processes. So in December we are expecting to host a great event on for a large amount of people.
That's awesome.
Awesome, that's great. Well, Chris, how are we doing on time?
We're at an hour.
Cool.
Okay.
So.
Well, Walter, fortunately, I think we missed Jonathan, which is not great, but the bonus is we do this every 2 weeks, so we can plan another day and have you guys on with Jonathan.
Yeah, absolutely. We would be more than happy to host that. We were trying to be in a detail shop, but the detail shop is inside a business center, and they apparently are closed today. But we are more than excited. We would like to talk about our experience. We would like to see and to exchange this great time with Kyle and Sydney. I think that this is an awesome idea of having Bead Maker and coffee. And we would like to have our coffee every other day.
Hey.
That's awesome.
Hey, Jonathan.
Oh, there we go.
Not only is he on, but he's got the hat.
Everything. Yeah.
He's there. So
yeah.
Jonathan's in shop.
¿Cómo están? ¿Cómo van? Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Jonathan, we are talking about having in 2 weeks another call that about the hour that we have today almost is gone, but we are making this event really great, and I think that we would like to join every time Sydney and Kyle has time to invite us. You are in Portland today, right?
Yes.
Oregon.
Kyle is in California in the desert.
Yep.
Jonathan, if you will, can you can you tell us who you are? Because I was describing who is Jonathan. ¿Quién eres tú?
Sí, sí. Bueno, primero que todo, ya saben, amamos este programa Bead Maker and Coffee. Lo queremos mucho y nos encanta.
We love Bead Maker and Coffee program, and
Awesome.
and we love it, and we really care about the program.
Y una gran admiración por Sydney, por Kyle. Lo seguimos mucho desde acá, desde Colombia. Mucha admiración por ustedes. Bob, Renny, Dave, todos. Está Chris. Un saludo a todos. Muchísima admiración por ustedes.
We always follow you, Kyle and Sydney. We do care about Bob Phillips, Dave, Rennie Doyle. Jonathan in particular has been following Rennie Doyle for several years.
Kid Duplessie.
Yeah, let's see that shirt.
Yeah, let's see it.
Tu playera, Jonathan. Si puedes mostrarnos tu playera.
Rennie is here.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
great. That's great. That's awesome.
I need to get that shirt.
Está haciendo frío acá. Está haciendo frío acá en Envigado. Está frío.
Jonathan is today in Envigado, in Medellin area, metropolitan area, and it's cold. He's saying it's cold today.
We'll go visit him
Bueno,
this summer.
entonces, para hablarles entonces un poco de quién soy yo soy Jonathan Garcés, soy colombiano, nacido en Armenia, Quindío, radicado en esos momentos en la ciudad de Medellín.
That's awesome.
Check that
Jonathan
out.
was born in Quindío, in Armenia, Quindío. Quindío is an state of Colombia, and was born in Colombia, so Colombian born and raised.
Quindío, dígale don Walter, hablando de Bead Maker and Coffee, la región con el mejor café del mundo.
He said that Quindío has the best coffee of the world, not just Colombia.
Está en la zona cafetera.
I'm a big coffee fan.
Yeah, well, hence the
Yeah.
Bead Maker and Coffee.
Sí, es más, ahorita llegué acá y me recibieron con un café y hablábamos eso, que cómo empezar una mañana o un día sin un café es algo que es imposible, es muy difícil.
In Colombia, you can never start a day without a coffee in your hand. So Bead Maker and Coffee is the one.
Bueno,
Exactly.
entonces, para hablarles un poco de mi experiencia, tengo ya casi más de 15 años en lo que es cuidado automotriz. En el área del detallado ya llevo alrededor de unos 9 a 10 años. Tengo un car wash que monté cuando viví en Venezuela, más o menos en el año, eso fue en el 2003, 2005, 2006.
This is really important. Jonathan started his career with a very big car wash in Venezuela. He has family from Venezuela. He's married to a great Venezuelan woman, Pamela, and he has also kids from Venezuelan kids. So he's the only one not Venezuelan in his home.
Después me vine de Venezuela para Medellín en el año 2013 y innové con el primer centro de detailing como concepto, porque hay car wash and detailing, pero como centro de detailing profesional dedicado exclusivamente al detallado, fue el primero que hubo en el país en el año 2013, acá en Medellín, Colombia.
He established the first concept of a detailing shop in Colombia, because in time before most of them were car washes or some car care services, but not detailing as we know today. Going to the details, paint correction, paint sealing, etc.
Y ya después, ya en el año 2018, hice el primer centro detallado, que es el referente más grande y uno de los más lindos a nivel nacional en Colombia, que fue Alfa Detailing en Envigado, acá en Envigado.
He established back in in
Fui fundador.
2015 the great detailing center who it is as of today one of the most admired spas in the country.
What is his favorite product? What is your favorite product?
So before, we're
going
to wrap up pretty quick. So,
¿cuál es tu producto favorito?
Lo voy a buscar acá lo tienen que tener. vamos acá. Y sí lo tienen.
Express Interior.
Express Interior, there you go.
¿Por qué es tu favorito, Jonathan?
Bueno, ahí es donde voy al tema que muy agradecido con Renny, con Bob, con Dave, porque hicieron un producto que lo hicieron para mí. O sea, yo ese producto siento que fue creado para mí, tiene alma propia, espíritu, y me atrapó.
He said that this Express Interior Cleaner was built for him. Express Interior Cleaner has its own soul and capture and trap his soul because the fragrance and the performance of the product, he thinks that it was made for him.
Lo que digo del alma, ¿por qué lo digo que tiene un alma? Porque es un producto que me capturó. Porque, primero que todo, soy fanático de los perfumes, de las fragancias, y su aroma cítrico, frutal, me captura. Porque tengo un olfato más o menos educado, porque soy fanático de los perfumes, y tiene un aroma cítrico, frutal exquisito, aparte de que logra dejar el acabado perfecto en el interior, que es lo que yo busco, y la satisfacción mía, de los clientes y ahora de los consumidores, hace cada día que me enamore más de este producto único en el mercado.
Jonathan is a follower of the fragrance industry. He likes about perfumes, all of sophisticated perfumes. He has a lot of experience talking about perfumes, and he believes that that's the main reason that the Express Interior Cleaner captured his soul, because the great odor, citric and great fragrance, and the effect that it has on the interiors of the cars is something that really captured his soul and love.
No solo a mí, sino a los clientes, a los consumidores.
And not just him, also the consumers. They really love their car. I don't know if you have had the same experience, Sydney and Kyle, that when you deliver a car after you clean with the Express Interior, people say, "Oh my God, this is really. What did you put in my car?" Right? And it's just
y lo que hemos hablado siempre, Walter y yo, pues internamente, que pareciese que Renny, Bob, Dave me hubiesen escuchado mis pensamientos y lo hubieran creado como pensando en mí, algo que deseaba durante tanto tiempo y lograr encontrarlo en ese producto, que es más, ese producto fue el que me introdujo a la familia Pianés.
That's the product that captured his attention and was probably the product that triggered his willingness to join the PNS family in Colombia.
Well, we gotta give Dave credit for that, because he's the one who created that special product. So guys, we're looking forward to having you guys on another Bead Maker and Coffee. Jonathan, thank you for joining us. Great to have you on the team, and we enjoy your spirit. Keep sharing your content. Good luck with your December event. We'll probably see you before then, but let us know the dates and the places so we can share that. But thanks so much, Walter and William, for you guys and all the work you do in Latin America for us. Jonathan, keep doing it. Keep killing it. We're so excited to have you on the team, and thanks for being on today, guys.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Thanks for joining us.
Portland, Oregon. We spot that there are some tunnels in the city and the smallest city park in the nation, right?
Yes.
61.
We'll go visit.
Bueno, para despedir, quiero ver esas caras acá en Colombia, los quiero ver, esas tres caras las queremos ver acá en nuestro detailing studio.
We would like to see, Jonathan says that he would like to see your faces in our detailing studio. We are eager Looking forward to
Acá.
you coming down to Colombia.
We will work on that.
We
That's
will
part
work
of
on
our
it.
next year plan. Thank you, guys.
All right. You guys have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Thank you.
Thank you for joining
Bye.
us.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
everybody. We'll see everybody else in 2 weeks.
Yeah, and keep your eyes peeled for some special content in the
Yep.
next couple of weeks.
Yep. Yep.
We got a few things going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Super exciting. So we will all be together this week. So we will have some content. And then 2 weeks from today, which is what, 15th of November? Gosh, today's already the 1st of November.
It's the 1st of November.
So 15th of November, we will
Dang.
be back here with their Bead Maker and coffee. And everybody have an awesome 2 weeks. And we will see you then.
The next Bead Maker coffee, you'll be in your shop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So we'll
Very
do a quick
cool.
little peek at my shop. Awesome. Well, Kyle, you have a safe trip home today. I'm going to get back on the road and go back to Idaho.
You
We
too.
will see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you, Chris.
See you guys. Thanks, Chris.
See you guys.
Thanks, Chris.